Have you ever wondered what success really looks like, behind the curtain when all the cameras are off? Well, today we're diving into a story that shows us exactly that. It's the story of the girl with the roadside table.
Wow, she was lucky. Isn't that what we so often say when we see someone who's made it big? It's kind of the default response, right? It just had to be some kind of lucky break. But was she? Really? Is that the whole story? That's the question we're going to dig into. Was it all just luck? Or was there something else going on? Something way harder to see, but so much more important. Let's go back to the beginning. Yeah, to really understand how she got to where she is, we have to see where she started. And trust me, it was anything but glamorous.
I want you to just picture this for a second. We're not talking about a storefront, not even a little pop-up tent. It all started with a single, small wooden table. That was it. That was her entire business, just sitting there on the side of the road.
And think about everything she didn't have. There was no sign with her name on it, no big pile of cash to get started, not even the comfort of air conditioning. And maybe the biggest thing she didn't have? Applause. Nobody was cheering her on. She was literally starting from zero. In fact, it was the opposite of applause. It was ridicule. People would just walk by, look at her little table, and kind of laugh. They'd ask her things like, "Is this your big dream?" I mean, you can just hear the sarcasm, right? But she'd just smile and keep on selling.
And this right here, this is the heart of the story. This is the part nobody ever gets to see. The part that happens in total silence, away from any spotlight. This is the daily grind.
Let's be real. Her journey was not a straight line to the top. It was a financial roller coaster. Sure, some days she'd actually make a profit, but there were plenty of other days where she made absolutely nothing. Success was anything but a sure thing.
But, and this is the most important part of the whole story, despite all that uncertainty, she did the one thing that mattered. Every single day. She showed up. And it didn't matter what was going on. If the sun was beating down, she was there. If it was pouring rain, guess what? She was still there. Her commitment was absolute. It had nothing to do with the weather or how she felt that day.
Now, while she was showing up, she was also being incredibly smart. Her formula for growth was actually really simple, but it was pure genius. 1, any little profit she made went right back into the business. 2, she figured out how to treat customers so well they'd want to come back. And 3, she just focused on improving, little by little, every single day.
So what happens when you take those tiny, consistent actions and you just keep doing them for 5 years? Well, you get a transformation that is almost unbelievable.
Just look at this progression. It's amazing. She starts at year 0 with just that one table. 5 years later, that table has become a shop, a real one. And a little while after that, one shop becomes 2. And today, a whole supermarket. Now that's not magic. That is a map of pure persistence.
And that brings us all the way back to the beginning, doesn't it? Back to those people who just look at her and say, she's lucky. They see the supermarket, the shiny end result. But what they don't see is everything else. This is what was happening behind the scenes. This is the hidden price tag of success. They didn't see the morning she was out there setting up at 6 a.m. And they certainly didn't see the nights where she was so overwhelmed and full of doubt that she just cried quietly by herself.
The lesson here is so simple, but it is so powerful. Real, lasting success isn't built on a stage with a cheering crowd. It's built in the quiet, tough, lonely days when absolutely nobody is applauding. So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. We all have our own version of that roadside table, right? That thing we're working on in silence. So what are you building when no one is watching? Because that is where your future is really being made.